Minasan, konnichiwa. In our previous lesson, we learned how to say Nihon and Nihongo. We also did our activity for my language biography. We also set our goals in learning the language. Are you ready for the next session? For our objectives, first, to be able to recognize the greetings, names, and nationalities being mentioned by people who are doing self-introduction in Japanese. Second, to be able to do a simple self-introduction in Japanese by saying one's name and nationality. Third, to know the different geographical characteristics and seasons in Japan. And fourth, to compare Japan and Philippines and look for similarities and differences in both countries. These are high school students from various countries around the world. Included here are several Japanese high school students, plus other high school students who are learning the Japanese language. Nihongo speakers are not only found in Japan, but also in other countries. I'll be showing you pictures of different Nihongojins of the world. Through them, we are going to learn how to say our names and nationalities through a simple self-introduction in Japanese.
Konnichiwa, こんにちは、さきです。日本人です。
こんにちは、カッツです。フィリピン人です。
こんにちは、コンアンです。ベトナム人です。
The content of the messages are greeting, name, and nationality. Let's listen to them again.
こんにちは、さきです。日本人です。
こんにちは、カッツです。フィリピン人です。
こんにちは、コンアンです。ベトナム人です。
Greetings, name, and nationality. Let's try to guess the pattern. Nihonjin, Philippinejin, Vietnamojin. We have country plus jin. Philippines and other countries have special names in Japanese. That's why it is not Philippines-jin, but rather Philippine-jin, because Philippines is Philippine in Japanese. For more information about this, let's see this. Here is the list of examples of other nationalities in Nihongo.
アメリカ人、オーストラリア人、イギリス人、中国人、フィリピン人、フランス人、ドイツ人、インド人、インドネシア人、日本人、韓国人、マレーシア人、スペイン人、タイ人、ベトナム人。
Let's try introducing ourselves one by one. I'll go first. Konnichiwa. CJ です。フィリピン人です。How about you? Comment down your self-introduction below, whether be it a picture, a video, or a message for us.
こんにちは。
こんにちは。私はメアンキノコです。フィリピン人です。
こんにちは。JJ です。フィリピン人です。
Do you remember the title of our previous lesson? Very good! Halina be a Nihongo-jin. Let's take a look at the word Nihongo-jin. Based on today's lesson, Nihongo means Japanese language and Jin means person. Therefore, Nihongo-jin means speakers of Nihongo.
Nihongo-jin. This word was coined by a Japanese language teacher with the intention of making learners and speakers of the Japanese language feel like part of a greater community that goes beyond borders. It includes both native and non-native speakers and learners of Japanese. It encourages people to appreciate their unique qualities and differences rather than strive to become Japanese. Because it is impossible, non-native speakers who strive to become native speakers experience much frustrations. We should set manageable goals and aim to become the best Nihongo-jin we can be. Halina, be a Nihongo-jin.
There are Nihongo-jins around the world, but the country with the most number of Nihongo-jin is, yes, Nihon. Today, we are going to learn more about Nihon. Kindly get your activity sheet entitled Map. I want you to sketch or draw the map of the Philippines and Japan. I'll be giving you 5 minutes for this activity.
There are similarities and differences between the Philippines and Japan from a geographical point of view. Philippines has 3 main islands, while Japan has 4 main islands. Philippines has 2 seasons, while Japan has 4. Both of them are made of thousands of islands, surrounded by oceans and seas, and located in the Pacific Ring of Fire.
I'll be showing you pictures of different landforms and bodies of water. Try to guess whether the places can be found in Japan or in the Philippines. Let's have the first picture. Very good! It's in Japan. Mount Fuji or Fuji-san in Nihongo. It is the highest peak in Japan at around 3,776 meters or 12,388 feet. It is considered to be an active stratovolcano. Let's compare both landforms. Let's now have the second picture. Try to guess again. Very good! It's in Japan. It is an active volcano in the southern part of Japan. Again, let's try to compare both pictures. Let us now proceed to the next picture. Your guess is? Very good! It's in Japan. It is a coastline in Japan. Are they similar? How about the next picture? It is located in Japan. It is a river in a forest in the northern part of Japan. Again, let's compare two pictures. Based from the given pictures, what is your discovery about Philippines and Japan? Write your answers in your Nihongo notes.
There are 4 seasons in Japan: Haru, Aki, Natsu, and Fuyu.
Japanese people usually begin with spring season, which symbolizes the beginning of life or the awakening of the earth after a long sleep during the winter season. Spring or Haru. It symbolizes the beginning of a new year and the beginning of a new life in Japan. During this season, the weather starts to become warm and the plants and flowers start to come to life. The cherry blossoms or sakura is one of the most famous symbols of spring in Japan. Sakura blooms in most part of the country. Then we have summer or Natsu. It is the time of sunny days. However, during this time, it is very hot and humid in Japan. It was then followed by autumn or Aki. It is the time when the weather gradually starts to get cool, and in the most part of Japan, the leaves of the trees change its color from green to red or orange or yellow. The last is the winter or Fuyu. It is the coldest season of the year. In some parts of Japan, especially the places on the side of the Japan Sea, snow falls heavily. However, in the places on the side of the Pacific Ocean, snow does not usually fall, but the trees shed their leaves and the plants withers due to the very cold weather. Do you think each season comes at the same time all over Japan? Do you think the temperature or the seasons change abruptly or gradually? Let's see this diagram. Cherry blossom starts blooming from the southern part to the northern part of Japan. This means that the warm weather starts from the southern part going up to the northern part of the archipelago. This implies that the cherry blossom or sakura trees do not bloom at the same time across Japan. Since the weather gradually becomes warm from the south to north, so does the blossoming of these beautiful trees. The gradual change of the colors in this picture indicates where the blooming of the sakura can be witnessed first and last, while the lines indicate the boundaries of the places where these trees bloom simultaneously. Now, let's have the autumn forecast. It begins from the north and then slowly goes down to the south because it starts to get cold from the north going to south. Just like in spring, the weather during autumn also gradually becomes cool across Japan. However, unlike spring, the sequence of climate change is from north to south. That's why the color change of the leaves can also be witnessed starting from the northern part of the Japan to the southern part. The gradual change of the colors in this picture indicates where the color change of the leaves can be witnessed first and last, while the lines indicate the boundaries of the places where the color change of the leaves occurs simultaneously.
Season gradually changes over the year. Approximately, spring occurs around April to May, summer around June to August, autumn around September to November, and winter is experienced around December to February. The months mentioned above is based on the weather of Tokyo. The months when the season change differs across the different places in Japan. However, basically, seasons gradually change and they do not occur on the exact same dates or months every year.
Minasan! fun or reflection time! What did you learn today? What similarities and differences did you discover about Japan and the Philippines? Did your discovery inspire you to learn more about Japan and Philippines? Write it down in your Nihongo notes. For your enrichment activity, I want you to list down the things in your surroundings, homes, or environment which are related to Japan. You may also interview other people for more information. Jugyo owarimasu. Sayonara!